This video will again demonstrate how to solve rational equations, but this time, rather than getting linear equations that we have to solve, we'll end up with quadratic equations, meaning that we'll need to use factoring and the principle of zero product in order to find our solutions. So let's see how this works. In our first example, we want to, again, state our restrictions, if any exist, and we see that with x in the denominator, we know that 0 is a restriction, because if we plug 0 in for that x in the denominator, we'd get a term that is undefined. So we've stated our restrictions, and we can begin now to clear the fractions. So we will multiply each side of the equation by our least common multiple, and in this case, x is what would clear our fractions. So we'll multiply each term by x. X times x is x squared. X times 8 over x, well, the x's cancel, leaving us with plus 8. Carry down our equal sign, x times negative 9 is negative 9x. So now we have a quadratic equation because we have an x squared term. So we want to set this equal to 0, so we add 9 to the other side and put this in descending order. So we get x squared plus 9x plus 8 equals 0. And we'll factor our trinomial on the left side of the equation. We end up with x plus 8 times x plus 1. So now that it's factored, we use the principle of zero product to recognize that our two potential solutions are negative 8 and negative 1. So now let's check. Let's go back to the original restrictions and see if any of those are undefined, are restricted, and we see that neither of them are restricted, so these are both solutions to the equation. Our solutions are negative 1 and negative 8. Let's do one more example together. This time we'll again begin by stating our restrictions. So x is equal to 1. That would be our restriction. So we know that if 1 minus 1 is in the denominator, it will end up being 0, so 1 is restricted. So now let's clear the fraction. Multiply each side by the LCM. In this case, it's simply x minus 1. And when we do that on each side, our x minus 1's cancel out, which leaves us with simply our numerators. X squared is equal to 1. Again, since we have x squared, this is a quadratic, we want to set it equal to 0, so we subtract 1 on each side. And we factor this using the difference of squares. It's x plus 1, x minus 1. And then using the principle of zero product, we know that our two potential solutions are negative 1 and 1. Now let's go back and check these possible solutions with what we've already said is restricted, and we've already identified that the value 1 is a restricted value. So 1 cannot be a solution, which means that our only solution to this equation is negative 1.